Hello! So, today we will go through the song Bloodhungry and how it's made. So, first when you decide that you're doing a song, you need a riff or a theme or something like that. And usually, when I write a song, I will have the riff in my mind and the riff is written and so I go from there. The funny thing about this particular song is that I was rehearsing some growl vocals and looking for words to use when I practice. And the one particular word was cheeseburger, as you can start it with a high fry scream like cheeseburger and drop down to the low growls. But there absolutely can be a song about cheeseburger, but that's maybe not too metal. So I was thinking similar words and the one popped up in my mind and that was Bloodhungry. It's kind of similar phrasing with the Bloodhungry. So then I think that what I can do with the guitar with it. So this is what I came up with. Okay, now we will see the intro of the song and how I made the drums. So let's go. The next step was to write a verse, and how I approach writing verses is I just think that how the song will start and so on. And now that we have this part here, and then I just bounced ideas around and then eventually came up with this. I play the end of the riff first and then go in the verse. So there is a recurring theme in this, and then the verse ends with which mimics the, and there we have the verse. So after the main riff, we are going into the verse like this. Now it's time for the pre-chorus, and when the verse ends like this, so it ends with the fifth chord, which is kind of leads on to the root note, which is the B flat. So I started the pre-chorus with B flat like this. I play the end of the verse and then transition into pre-chorus. So we have those, the sixth chord, and then the major seventh chord, So there is that tension building stuff, and then the pre-chorus is in half tempo feel, so we are building momentum in the chorus, and the chorus I thought that it needs to have energetic and needs to be fast and all that stuff. And as we can see and hear from that, we have the faster beat on the verse, and then we go in the halftime feel in the pre-chorus and just sort of like build up the tension for the chorus. I will now play the end of the verse and then the pre-chorus, and then I'll go into the chorus. There we can hear the main riff coming again, and that's after that we are just repeating the first part of the song. So as we can hear the end of the chorus, which ends it with, it's easy to transition into the main riff, and so now we have the main components of the song. We have the intro, we have the verse, and we have the pre-chorus, and we have the chorus. And I would say that at this point we have 75% done. We maybe need a bridge and a breakdown, which will come up later, and then some fillers, and you have the song structure ready. So then it's just getting those recordings, nail those vocals and guitars and all instruments. And in this case we will use programmed drums. So. And after the second chorus we needed a breakdown, so this is what I came up with after some riffing. And then into the guitar solo, which I thought that it also needs to be quite intense, and so I built a bass for the solo, which is the first half of the solo is fast, and then the second half is in half tempo. So we have a dynamic and some life in the guitar solo as well. And then we have the complete pause in the song, and there is only just the bass is going like, you know. Okay, so what is going on in the bridge? End of the song is there are a couple of things. The first one is the modulation from this root to the fourth, which is a B flat to D sharp, so on. And another thing is the time signature is shifted to 6/4, and that gives some how should I say, some movement more and more feel, maybe, because I think that the 6/4 time signature it goes into your legs more than 4/4. So I think it ends up nicely in there and adds up some feel. So that wraps the song. And it was fun to make. I had some fun doing it, and I hope you liked it, and also that you probably can learn something about this, and that'll be great. Okay, so let's go through the key points and things in songwriting which I think are useful. And the first one is have a recorder near you at all times. We have phones today that are great for recording your ideas and vocals and guitars and everything, and also take videos about your riffs or what you come up with and all sort of stuff. Great to use later. And of course, in songwriting, we need some kind of inspiration or motivator to write a song. And like the Bloodhungry song here, it has all started with the with that. So I just kind of hear it in my head what will become after that, and just made a riff, and then I went from there. So that gave also the one key point, which is a musical theme, which is the main riff. And yeah, so, and then another thing that I think is important is when you are writing a song and making the riffs and rhythmic parts, so search for the anchor point, which you can see in the video. It's the passage between the riff and verse, and so the anchor points are useful when you are going in places in the song. And yeah, so anchor points are important. And then the next is to trust the process. Making art is not easy. Sometimes it's easier than other times, but just trust the process and listen and let the song build itself, sort of like. Next thing is that don't give up. If you feel stuck and you hate it and whatever, and you feel that this isn't going anywhere, then take a break, take a walk, leave it for days or week, so something, and let it just let it be cradled inside you, like that. Yeah. And next thing is relates to this. If you are stuck, so to explore new ideas and just go crazy with it, and maybe it sometimes it can work out if you just try completely other complete crazy stuff, and it just might work. You never know. And the next thing is to reference the song and listen how the best make it, and don't copy them, but you listen what makes the song flow. And there are, if you break it down, there are simple things, anchor points and breakdowns, and just the musical themes, sort of variations from the riff and all that stuff. And the next thing is important to me, not sure if it's important to someone else, but the element of surprise. And now I'm talking about modulation, tempo change, time signature change, breakdowns, a cappella parts, all sort of that. If I listen to the song and I don't find any surprises in the song, it can get pretty boring pretty fast. So, but that's just me. But at least I think that the element of surprise is important. So, yeah. So those are the things that I stay true when I write music, and they have helped me a lot. I'm sure that they will help you too. So this wraps the video, and hope you enjoyed it. I did. And subscribe for more this kind of stuff. Maybe next video we will go through the mixing process and the recording stuff and all that geeky stuff. But until that, stay hungry, like hungry. And just a quick tour what is going on in here. We have the just how it looks. The project file is so there we have the vocals, and we have the guitars and bass and the drums. So not very much going on. I have seen that some people the projects are just massively bigger than this. But yeah, I like to keep it relatively simple, not too much stuff, so that they can be played live, almost like that. So yeah, and just I could go into detail in another video, but this is how my master bus is looking. Where it is? There it is. So this is what I have going on here. There's some saturation and some EQing, post EQing and pre EQing and multi-band compressoring, and yeah, the basic stuff, and then the limiter and the Oxford Inflator and all that shit. Okay, and I have some effects channels here, and there is a lot of something going on. So I have this Saint Angerizer, which uses the snare drum to just ping the sound a bit more. Okay, so yeah. So we will go into detail another video in the mixing and mastering process. So that's good.